afternoon from Auckland. I have made it to New Zealand. It's my first day here. I arrived late last night on my flight over from Sydney. I went Cairns to Sydney, then Sydney to Auckland. There's the Sky Tower up there of Auckland. Sadly, I haven't had time to go up it, but I have viewed it from down here. I've spent today just exploring the centre, going to a few coffee shops. I met someone called Katerina, who's an actuary in training out here in Auckland. I went down to the waterfront and just generally settled in. I am meeting all of my group tour for the first time this evening. I'm actually joining a fully guided tour for the next 17 days run by the company Intro Travel. I'm really relieved about it because I don't know if you can hear, but I have been pretty ill for the last few days. I'm recovering from a stinking cold right now, and I just haven't had the time or the energy to be planning my New Zealand trip. So thankfully Intro has it all sorted for me with the activities, with the accommodation, with the sightseeing, with the transport. Everything is sorted. I just have to rock up, make some new friends and enjoy myself. So yeah, I'm feeling really hyped to get going, do some hiking, see Hobbiton, see the beautiful landscapes of New Zealand, maybe do some high adrenaline activities, who knows. I think I'm gonna have a good time. Climate-wise so far, it's actually been perfect in Auckland. I'm still in shorts and a t-shirt. I have been a little bit scared by tales of cold Wellington weather, so we'll see what that is like later in the trip. But I've got a few jumpers with me, so hopefully it'll be okay. And honestly, when I arrived last night and it was a little bit cooler in the evening, it kind of felt a bit like home, like the UK, and it was actually quite comforting. Is that weird? I don't know. I guess after 2 months in Australia and feeling hot all the time, I'm not too mad if I feel a little bit chilly. It's a little bit breezy from time to time, but let's not go too far with it, you know? I don't want to be getting a winter coat, guys, that would be too far. This is Queen Street that I am walking up right now. I'm heading back up to my hostel, which is called Haka House, Auckland City. Very central in the centre of Auckland, and at 5:30, in half an hour's time, we have our meet and greet and then we're all going out for dinner. And I've made it back to the hostel. The dorm rooms are actually so nice at this hostel. There's privacy curtains on the bed, there's wooden bed frames, there's spacious lockers. 10 out of 10 from me. This is the hostel room, and I've taken this bunk because of the window, and it was really hot when I arrived and I just thought I need fresh air. In New Zealand, it turns out the hostels don't have aircon, which kind of makes sense because it's a cooler climate than Australia, but still, I think I'm traumatised by some really hot nights in Australia and I just want to feel cool at night, you know? But also, it turns out we're staying at Haka House hostels for a lot of this trip, which I'm really happy about because this one is so nice, so I'm ready to be living it up in Haka House. So this morning we are going into the Waitomo Glowworm cave. I've just been telling everyone about my YouTube channel. Here's some of the rest of the people on the group tour.
Oh my god!
And yeah, we're not actually allowed to take any photos or video footage inside the Glowworm caves, but I will tell you all about it afterwards. That was really cool. So we've just come out the caves, we had a little boat ride at the end as well, and it was all dark and silent, and it was all just us looking up and going wow at the glowworms. We had a really informative guide actually. He was giving us all the biology and science details, and it's really cool how glowworms basically have a light to attract flies and mosquitoes, which they then eat. And the caves are like really ancient cave formations as well, and there's loads of like mucus hanging down from all the glowworms when they turn on lights, which is quite funny. Didn't really want that dripping on me, but hey. And then the guide let us take videos at the end as well, so really cool. And what I also like is that it's all like one massive family working here, like all the staff or most of them, tend to be descended from the Maori chief who first discovered or entered the cave. So yeah, really cool. We are touring Hobbiton this afternoon, which is the maintained film set of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies, so there's lots of little miniature Hobbit houses. I've never seen the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit, so much of this is lost on me, but it's still cute. It's a very hot day though. This is the kids' room, which is kind of giving hostel vibes with the bunk beds, but it's very cute.
Kids' room.
And we have an actual fire going over here. It's nice and warm. This looks like the 2-foot family house. We've just had a complimentary drink at the Green Dragon. And there's also one of those in Cambridge, fun fact, a pub that we used to row past when I was coxing. Good evening from Rotorua. I have arrived in this geothermal city. The smell of sulphur is in the air. It's lovely. And everyone has been taking quite a chill one this evening. We all got food from the supermarket for dinner. I think there's a plan to play some games later, but I'm thinking I might need to go to bed. I'm really flagging, to be honest with you. We had a really early start this morning, like my alarm was set at 5:45, and I think, as I've mentioned already in this video, I was a little bit sleep deprived already, so I just need to catch up on some sleep, I think. And finally kick this cold in the arse as well. How have I still got a cold? I don't understand. I hate being sick. I almost feel embarrassed being sick as well when I'm sharing rooms with other travellers. It's not nice. Anyway, the reason that I'm out and about is that I'm going down to Chemist Warehouse, which apparently exists in New Zealand as well as Australia, and I need to get some plastic gloves to use for putting my pink hair mask on my hair. And I suddenly realised that I probably don't want to put it on my hands because that is likely to stain. So let's go find some gloves. We've just stopped off this morning at Lake Rotorua. It basically was a giant crater that has since filled with water. It's very picturesque this morning. The water is very still. And then we've just had another quick stop at Rachel's Spring and a little talk from our tour guide John. Very interesting. So we have just seen bubbling mud pools. Apparently the bubbles are caused by steam rising up through the mud rather than the mud boiling itself. But it's like 80 to 90 degrees in there, I think the tour guide said. Fact check that. But now we are watching a geyser. can't see much right now because the steam is coming right at me, but our tour guide Ollie just said that the surface level is like, oh, I can't remember how hot it was, but like hundreds of degrees hot, and then below it's like 200 or something degrees Celsius. Ridiculous. So according to the sign, the Champagne Pool is the largest hot spring in New Zealand. Occupied a 700-year-old crater formed by hydrothermal eruption. Oh my god, can you even see me now? Very stinky. Listen to the sounds of the crater. We are looking at a very acidic pool right now, formed of excess water from the Champagne Pool. We have been swimming in Kerosene Creek. It's naturally heated water. There's a little waterfall going on over there. You can kind of see the steam coming off the water as well. It's so nice, so warm. It feels like being in a jacuzzi. I am now freezing cold now I've got out of the water, but yeah, loving it. Maybe my favourite swim of my trip so far. I keep saying that about different swims, but this has been a really, really nice one. It's actually in this little quiet forest area, so we've dumped all our bags, and then you climb into the water via these rocks. I am at Skyline Rotorua. I've just done the zip line and now we are heading to do some luge rides in these little mini cart things. You go around through the forest, I think, on one of them. You've got these very fashionable helmets on and it's all very fun. I am now on the chairlift, back up to the top after our first luge ride. I am gripping onto my phone for dear life right now because there is no way I'm dropping this thing. And I'm not going to lie, this is so peaceful. I think I almost prefer this chairlift to the luge ride itself. The luge ride was good, really fun. It's actually really long. We went through a proper forest. If you hear that, it's just the sound of nature all around. The sun is shining. It's a blue sky. Good evening everyone, so this is a little outfit of the evening. We have my gander jumper that I am rocking, my jeans, first wear of my new jeans from Target, my jewellery, put on my nice jewellery for the evening, and we have just got back from dinner and I am the only one in my shared room. I don't think I've shown you this shared room yet actually. I'm in a shared room of 4 at this hostel, which is actually a real treat because normally I am in bigger shared dorms than this in terms of number of people in the dorm. In terms of square footage though, this is nice and big. We've got so much space to spread our stuff out on the floor. Hacker House, I love you. I love you so much. I am having a very peaceful morning walking through Kuarau Park in Rotorua, which is like 2 minutes from the hostel I'm staying at. This little cute bridge I'm walking over potentially could be called Serenity Bridge. It may not be called Serenity Bridge too, not sure. There is a bridge in this park called Serenity Bridge and this bridge is quite cute and I feel quite serene on it, I don't know. Breathing in that sulphur air, and yeah, it's just a lovely day here. To be honest, I don't notice the smell so much anymore after I've been here for a while. I am just loving these sunny days in New Zealand. Can the weather stay like this, please? I don't want the rain to come. I'm having a pretty chilled day today because honestly, everyone was wiped out from yesterday. It felt like so many days packed into one because we did so many activities. We also went out for an all-you-can-eat buffet dinner in the evening. I just want to spend today exploring Rotorua and the general neighbourhood that I'm staying in. No wild activities, just exploring, having a stroll, having a mooch. we do have a very cool activity this evening, which I'll tell you about later, and that's a group tour activity. Everyone will be going. This morning, everyone on the tour is kind of split off to do different activities, which is the nice thing about group tours, you know? There's still a little bit of flexibility to do the things that you personally like to do. And you can mix things up between being social and spending time with other people in a group and spending some solo time to yourself, which is also important. And you just casually walk past these 100 degrees thermal springs in this park. It's wild. You think it's just your normal neighbourhood, normal park, and then you see this next to you. Sulphur. It's just a little bit wild, isn't it? There's lots of tourist info signs dotted around the park and Rotorua, which are really interesting to read. Like, this is talking about how there's alkaline chloride features and also acid sulfate features. And this watch your step bit, well, let's pay attention to this warning. When you see steam rising or the ground is white and brown or orange, a new feature might be forming. And you know what? Coming here has really made me want to get out my first year university notes from my Earth Sciences course. I've forgotten so much of it by now. And to be fair, it has been like, what, 6 years since I studied it? And I've had a lot of other information to cram in my brain since then. But it is cool to be able to say I studied Earth Sciences, I studied geology for a year. And I want to actually remember it all and understand what's going on with the tectonic plates and geothermal activity, you know? Look at this. Crazy. And even crazier, I'm like the only person here, because there's so many of these geothermal springs around here that they're just normal. There's no tourists crowding around this one because there's a million other ones for the tourists to look at. But look, just look at that. I'm now walking along this lakefront boardwalk and it is just beautiful. Stunning. So I just suddenly stumbled into this festival with these Maori tribe performances. It was so cool. I need to do a bit of Googling to fully understand what they're celebrating and why that was going on the village green today. But yeah, crowds and crowds of people there. I'm now walking through Eat Street, which is a main eatery place in Rotorua, and I think I'm just heading back to the hostel to grab a light lunch, and then maybe I'll check out the Redwood forest this afternoon. I'm back in the hostel. We've got this little kitchen area which is mostly just for our tour group, which is really nice, and I'm having some salsa and some bruschetta bites, and I'm figuring out what that little concert I saw was. It says on Facebook that it was 6 Te Arawa Kappa hacker groups performing. Sorry if I have got that pronunciation really wrong. I know a lot of the Maori pronunciations are really different to English pronunciations. But then I googled Kappa hacker, and that is the Maori word for performing arts, which would make sense because it was really high quality singing and dancing. So yeah, I'm really glad that I just stumbled into that. That was great. I am now at the bus stop having my first New Zealand bus experience, and I want to get to the Redwoods Visitor Centre, so I'm getting the number 3 route hopefully. And I'm just finishing up these pineapple lumps that have actually grown on me. You know, I kind of like them, might buy some more. Thank you, Katerina. I have finished them and enjoy them. That's one of my followers from New Zealand who got me these, which is very kind. I'm currently doing the Memorial Grove walking track, which is the easiest, shortest walking track through the Redwoods. The name of the forest is something like Whakarara Forest because WH is pronounced F in Maori, according to our bus driver yesterday. Please do feel free to correct me in the comments if you speak Maori and can teach me the correct pronunciations of these words. And I really do apologise for saying them wrong. I'm trying my best. But yeah, look, it's really peaceful. And my bus journey here was free. I think because their like card tapping thing was out of service. The bus driver was really friendly. He was like, hop on. So I did. Let's continue my woodland adventure through the 60-meter tall California redwoods. Kind of feel like I'm in some sort of fairy tale, you know? Skipping through the woods. It is lovely. So this evening we are at Matai Maori village to learn about Maori culture and Maori history. Starting off with a meal. I think they call it hangi, with some traditional ground cooked food, which is good because I've worked up a big appetite after all my walking today. Our placemats have a bit of information, and then we're in this big room. It was so relaxing.
Smouldering around, and I look in the bottom and there's still embers down there.